Hey guys, getting everything set up here. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can I get a yes? Okay, thanks, Spence. Okay.
Yes.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year.
2026, baby. So, can I hear did somebody get a Christmas present that was like really cool? Um, I like to think that I got my wife really cool stuff. So, did anybody get anything really cool from like a spouse or a friend or girlfriend or family member? I think all y'all are married on here, but well, actually not yet. So, the anybody get anything cool on here?
I got some new floors in the living room and kitchen with a new dishwasher.
How old are you? Uh,
35.
no, I'm kidding.
That was exciting for me.
Uh,
Come on.
I know, dude. Isn't it pitiful, man? I think
Yeah,
like
that's what it is.
one of my favorite gifts was like I got this like little short thing that like extends and it's got a magnet on the end of it. And so like when I'm working on things and I always drop my stuff like in a motor or something, I can just like boop and get it. And I think my kids already broke they she got me two. It was funny. She got me two and she like slid one to the kids and then kept one for me because she knew they were gonna play with it. So
It's all about the new toys, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cool. Anybody else got anything they want to share? This is a cool time. So go ahead, Alan.
Finally started our fireplace today, so that was good. We've had a hole in our wall for like the last month, so
Oh wow.
finally got that put in.
That's fun.
Um,
Like you got it
yeah,
put in? Like it's like
yeah, we're doing like a big. We had like a brick fireplace. We took out the insert that was there and all the brick out, and now we got the like a gas blower insert put back in.
yeah.
And next week they're coming in with the stone around it and like shiplap above it. So it'll be like a real nice centerpiece in our living room.
Dang,
So
man. I'd say
yeah.
so. Is that like now is it, so you use Lightbright too, right? That local
Yeah.
company?
Mhm.
Are they the masonries or are they bringing masons in?
Yeah. Yep. They do it all.
Cool. Okay.
Hmm.
Very cool, man. That
Yep.
is a
Pretty
really
cool.
cool thing. I'm trying to think of something else that we did, but man, it was, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't do any, we shut all work down for 2 weeks and it was overdue for us. It's for, I'll speak for myself. It was overdue for me. And so, man, this is going to be, so many of you, right? Like you joined at the end of the year. Now we get the 2026. And so like, if you're not excited for 2026, you probably should be a little bit. Let me get my face off this thing. So, but this is going to be, I think, an incredible year for a lot of you. Some of you already got deals going. Some of you are in the process of buying deals. Some of you are in the process of, partnering with other people on here. And so, really neat to see it happening like so stinking quick. And so, I have something that I want to teach on tonight. But Ashley, I'd like to start with your item first. Let's get you kind of checked off. Let's review this stuff, and then we're going to go into it. So, guys, the one item to go ahead and let you know, so you can begin thinking about this. I'm going to teach on running comparables tonight. So, running a comparable analysis on your properties. It's been a really common question that I continuously am getting, and so we teach it in the training a little bit. Right. And then I think inside the training, I probably say like, hey, go check out some YouTube videos to find out some more about it. But I want to teach it tonight. I've spent some time creating something, and I've used our good friend ChatGPT to help me like organize it in a pretty fashion. And so we're going to be doing that tonight. Okay. So, but I'm going to address any of your guys' questions you have throughout this as well. So, Ashley, would you mind teeing us up with what we're about to do, and then let's check everything out.
Hey guys, sorry for my raspy voice. I've been kind of under the weather the past few days, so sorry if I sound funny. But I have been in the process of talking with a few people of starting some private lending work with them. as I'm just kind of cash heavy right now, and just managed with one of the people here in the group to kind of come together on our first deal. So I'm really excited about that. And Travis is going to help walk me through some of the paperwork tonight, just making sure everything looks, copacetic and legal and just, healthy for both and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah. We just want to make sure your soldiers come home. That's the whole purpose here. So, yep. So guys, Ashley's going to loan out some money, and I know that's of interest to several of you on here as well. And so I thought this would be of value. She's comfortable with it. She's loaning it to Alejandro. You'll see that info in here, and you guys will see that stuff happen like nonstop in the group, especially from a lot of the platinum guys. Like they're going to need money, like apps, they're going to need money every day of the week. So they don't have enough to buy their own deals, so they always have to work with lenders. So Ashley, why don't you share your screen? Can you share your screen?
I think so.
Okay. Do you know what pieces of paper they gave you?
Yeah, it's a promissory note.
Cool.
Uh,
And so, guys, I'll speak to what a promissory note is. So, a promissory note is a promise and an obligation to pay an amount of money back. And inside of a promissory note, it outlines the obligations that must be completed during the loan. Okay. And so Ashley's loaning an amount. I think she's loaning $40,000. And so a promissory note is going to say that Ashley Rutherford and Alexander Torres will be the borrower and the lender of this, and that Ashley's money is going to go to 123 Main Street, and they are going to pay her X percentage, and they are going to pay her either monthly, quarterly, or all at the end. And then it will have a term as well. And I believe the term is 12 months for Ashley. Maybe she did 24. Your typical terms are 12, 24, and 36 months. Okay. All right. And everybody will sign it. And then again, a promissory note is an obligation for Alejandro to pay Ashley back.
Does that seem to be working?
Nothing yet. So usually you'll click that green share button in the middle of our Zoom.
Yeah. It
And if this
keeps.
doesn't work, I'll just have you email it to me.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, sorry. Oh, maybe no.
It's okay.
Let's try
Oh,
that.
there you go.
It just was taking forever to load for some reason. Hmm. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Okay, so it's a secure promissory note. Okay, so here, let's stop it for just a second. So Dos Gringos Construction. So this is what I love about Alejandro. So Alejandro is bilingual. You can probably tell that from his name. But Dos Gringos Construction, Missouri Liability Company. So they are based in Missouri. They operate in Kansas City, probably on both sides. So are you doing two loans then, Ashley? Two at 20
Yeah,
each?
correct. Because it's 20,000 on two different properties. So
Cool. Okay. And so what you have here is a collateral. So here is the collateral of the house. Okay. So that's the street address that this 20,000 is attached to. To give you guys some hypothetical numbers to play with, let's say this house is worth $200,000 and they have a underlying mortgage. He got a loan through Kiavi for 100 grand, and he might want to unlock some of that equity. And so that is what Ashley is doing. She is coming in and unlocking that equity. The thing you guys never would want to do is if Kiavi had given Alex a $200,000 loan and the home was only worth 200,000, you don't want a loan on that. Okay? Because the home would be underwater. And so Ashley's money is safe because of the equity in the property. Even if Alejandro defaults, that stinks. Ashley don't get paid. She's not going to get paid for 4 to 6 months, and it's not fun. But her money will still come home at the end of the day because it is still securitized to an asset at a discount with equity. Okay. Any questions before I kind of continue down this thing? Cool. All right, Ashley, scroll me down just a little bit. So this Third Magnolia LLC, is that you?
yes.
Okay, that's pretty. Did you just make that up, or have you had that for quite a while?
I created that LLC a couple of months ago. Short story is, I've lost my grandparents and my parents, unfortunately, and our family is kind of symbolic of magnolias, and I'm the third generation, so that's a short story.
No, so wait, symbolic because of like a magnolia tree, or why?
Yeah.
Really? Huh,
Hmm.
that's really cool. Okay.
I kind of did that in honor of them.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Good luck beating that for those of you that are getting ready to create your LLCs. I guess you all know mine's Tabby's Properties. That's just, yep, it is what it is.
Hey, it
So,
gets a laugh every time.
so, guys, this says the loan amount is $20,000, shall be paid in the following manner. Here is the thing that you guys typically always want to read. So, is terms. And guys, promissory notes, this is probably what, 2 to 4 pages?
Yeah,
Actually.
maybe, yeah, 4 pages.
Okay. And it really doesn't have much after like this first part we're going to be doing. But I wanted you guys to see this because you guys are either going to be signing these at some point, or you're going to be lending your money and signing them as well. Okay. You're going to be on one of the two ends here at some point. And so the terms. So Dos Gringos, which is Alejandro, is loaning $20,000 to Ashley, and it's going to be collateralized to this property. And if you go down to the second paragraph here where it says, in addition, okay, being paid back their loan basis in the acquisition fees, blah, 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 blah. Here's the fun part, though, is I wanted to see this right here. So borrower is to pay $217 per month in interest-only payments on the first of every month starting February 26th. Nice. Okay. And so Ashley is going to receive on the first of every month a ACH transfer for $217. And it is going to go the maturity date, which means the date that the 20,000 is due back is February 1st, 2026. So Ashley is doing this note for 12 months. So let me say one more thing, and I'm going to pause here, and I'm just going to open this for questions. So Ashley, on the first of every month, starting February 1st, for an entire 12 months, will receive a check for $212. She will receive $212 for 12 months, and at the end of 12 months, Alejandro will send her the 20,000 back. Okay. And then the last part that I like pointing out here, he does have a late fee in here, which is what I want. So this is the part I want to see was the terms and the late fee, Ashley. So he does have a late fee. And then here's the most beautiful thing. So I've loaned money to Alex several times now, and this was something I hit him with. Guys, I've been loaning money out for 8 years. And so loaning capital is a fan, you guys can see how nice this is. Ashley gets to sit back. She can spend $217 every month off just one $20,000 loan. And it's incredible. It never touches the principal. But if you read this part here that says deed in lieu of foreclosure provision, does anybody know what that means? Me either. So no, I'm kidding. So the guys, what that means is that if Alejandro defaults, he is already agreeing to deed the property to Ashley. So he's just saying, hey, if I goof this up terribly, I'm just going to give you this house, which just is a ridiculous amount of security for somebody. And so this is something I asked him to do whenever I did a first loan to him, whenever he was first getting started. Now he's a seasoned investor. Deed and lieu are not needed for experienced guys. But this couldn't be a stronger guarantee because it says, hey, look, I'll pay you a late fee. I will, get you taken care of. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to give you the house. You don't even have to foreclose on me. So after he's probably late for 30 to 60 days, he's saying that, hey, I'll just deed you the house, Ashley, and you can just sell it and make not only your money back, but a bunch more. That's
Yeah.
an extremely good guarantee from a lender. Not even, and honestly, guys, this is not required from people. So don't think you have to have this on all of them. This is just if he's going to offer it, you take it though. So cool. Would you mind scrolling down just a little bit more? Let me see if there's anything else I want to touch on here. Prepayment. Here, pause for a second. Prepayment. This is just saying that if Alejandro said he gets the payment, February 1st, and he makes 2 payments, and all of a sudden Alex sells a house and makes $300,000 or $400,000, he might just want to pay Ashley off. And so this is saying that he can just send her a wire of 40 grand at any time. It doesn't have to be a full 12 months. It can be 4 months, 6 months, what have you. Okay. And I would say, guys, that's really kind of the main thing. Actually, keep scrolling here. The rest of this is kind of going to get into jargon. Let me read this one real second. Okay, so it's held in deed of trust. Totally cool. Keep going.
And it's just the signatures.
There you go. Okay. Yep. So really the first part of a promissory note is always the part that you really want to look at and read. So, he's even go down. We talk about this. So a personal guarantee. All right. So this is something that goes outside of even the Dos Gringos company. This is saying, again, you're kind of getting like an over the top promissory note here. So this thing is now saying that not only will his business is guaranteeing it, right? Because that's what a promissory note is. It's an obligation for Dos Gringos to pay it back. And he's also saying, hey, if I just goof this up, I'll give you the property. Well, then he takes it a whole step further and he says, hey, for my personal life, I will guarantee this as well. And so he's saying, if my business can't handle it, then I personally have to handle it. So that's what a personal guarantee is. So, Ashley, you can happily autograph these things and do the loan. So,
Okay, great.
yeah. If Ashley loses money on this, it might be the rapture. So, like, we might all be in a good spot. So, okay. Ashley, do you have any questions? Then I'll open it up to the group to kind of maybe ask, why does he want it or, anything like that.
No, I don't think so. Everything seems pretty straightforward to me. I just wanted to run it by you just to be safe, as this was my first time. So
Yeah, this is as good as it gets. What interest rate were you getting?
13.
Cool. So 20 grand, $217 a month, and you get your 20 grand back in 12 months, and you're doing it. Does the second promissory note look just like this?
It's exactly the same, just for a different property.
Cool. I like this promissory note. This is a lot fancier than mine. I like how it's written. I like this is definitely like this is well drafted. So great. Okay. You were good. So no questions by Ashley, but any questions from anybody else on this? Maybe questions about loaning, questions about, Alejandro, why does he want it? Anything come to mind there?
I got a couple questions for you.
Please.
Like looking at it, right? The use of the 20 grand is for rehab, right? Okay, just making sure that's right. And then like what happens if like the underlying mortgage isn't paid back? Doesn't the bank or the lender have like first position in that?
They do. Yep. And so Ashley will be taking a second position loan. Most likely there is a large amount of equity in the deal. And so Alex is tapping into that equity by raising money from Ashley. So to answer your question,
Gotcha.
even if the bank foreclosed, there's still there's still a large amount of equity that Ashley would still get paid at the time of foreclosure as well.
And that's why you're going into comps next to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question though, man. And I'll tell you guys this too. So while a promissory note might state that he is using it for rehab, and I'm going to guess he probably is. Like, what else are we gonna? He's not buying a truck or a personal car with this thing. And so while it will state that he's using it for rehab, they can really use it kind of for whatever they want. He could buy another house with this 20 grand. Hopefully hopefully your borrowers are always completely transparent with you. But Ashley, are you sending this money to Alejandro or are you sending it to a title company first?
We have not discussed it yet.
Probably straight to Alex.
Right,
gonna
because
guess
he's
you're
not
sending
buying
straight
the
to him.
property because he already has it. So
Yep. So that's a good thing to touch on, guys. So sometimes you will send it directly to a title company. Sometimes you'll send it directly to the borrower. And so either way is just fine. Everybody will figure out how they want it done. And so Ashley is comfortable sending it directly to him. She has an extremely good piece of paper here. Some people only want to send it through attorneys because maybe they don't know somebody, they don't trust them or whatnot. Um, but the nice thing about loaning money in real estate is you still have the asset. Like, even if you get the character wrong, even if the deal goes so bad, like just if every single thing goes absolutely terrible, she still has the security in the asset. She just has a pain in the butt that she has to solve to get her profit back. So I wanted to touch on that though, Andrew, when you said that, because for all we know, he could be buying a whole nother house with that 20 grand. Yeah.
That makes sense. How do we know, like if I was in Ashley's position, right? Like how do I know that that equity is definitely there and this hasn't been done twice already and that, equity's already been sold off?
Yep. So you can look it up. And so what we can do if we want, actually, we can just look this up and see what kind of underlying mortgage they have on it and get a rough idea of what it's worth if you'd like. Have you already done that?
No, I haven't. That would be great.
Okay, cool. Let's for sure do that. Cool. Thanks, Andrew.
Do you want me to stop sharing my screen?
Yeah, you're fine. I want to keep kind of going on this for a minute if anybody has questions though.
Yeah, I had that same question as Andrew. And then I guess on top of that, if I guess this is second position, is that what I'm hearing?
That is a second position. Yeah. It'd be
How
nice
would
to
the
have a
deed,
first position for 20 grand though.
yeah, how would the deed in lieu work there in second position?
It could still work exactly the same. And so the first position could still stay in place, but the deed could still transfer to you. And so
Okay.
giving you're still maintain full control, right? To where you could sell the property, refinance the property, rent it, whatever you would like to do at that point. A fantastic position to be in at any time is just controlling the deed. Good question, man.
And who drafted that promissory note?
Most likely Alejandro drafted it himself. Yeah. Do you know Ashley? Do you know if he did or the attorney did?
I'm it could have been one of three people. It could have been Alejandro Walker or even his wife Marissa I've talked to as well.
Okay.
So hard to say, but
We usually draft ours in-house, and so to get document prepped at an attorney is between $800 and $1,200 to just have those two documents created. And that's not fun to pay nonstop. So we usually draft our docs in-house. Now if it was actually, let me say this too, Andy. So we usually draft our docs in-house. If it was a purchase of a property, the attorney would probably draft it at that point because then it would just be included in their closing fees to do that. Cool. Okay. Any more questions, guys? I'm gonna start getting some stuff set up here. Actually, can you drop one of those addresses in the chat for me, please?
yeah, sure. Give me a second.
And I'll just pull it up. Joshua, are you on the call? No, he's not, is he? Okay. He's got a deal. He's working. And I know I think Derek had something too. Alan Wall actually types that in. How are you doing with your house that you're under contract on? Can you hear me, Alan?
Sorry, I ran away for a second.
It's okay. Are you still moving forward with your house or?
Yeah, we kind of heard back from our real estate agent today. Doesn't even seem like their agent presented our offer back to the lady. He just said, I don't think she'll go for that. Maybe she'll go for this, and you have to pay for the extra structural inspection. and we responded back that we're not putting any more money into this if we're not, guaranteeing that we're getting this house. So like we're not doing this structural engineering um, inspection, so she can pay
It
for that.
cost, how much, Ashley, can I have the other one too, please? How much was it going to cost for that?
I really don't know. I would assume it's got to be more than $500. Just
Oh,
our
man, I
just
can't believe they're charging just to come check it out.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean just our regular inspection was like 720. So that was
jeez.
way more than I was wanting to spend on an inspection for a house. So
Yeah.
I'm not sinking anything else into
Yeah.
this house.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't
Uh,
show a ton of promise, right?
no,
Like,
no.
I don't think you would lose money, but it's
Yeah,
kind of like, a smoke show. The
yeah.
hey, in the future, whenever you do a inspection, ask if they'll do, did you happen to ask if they'll do an investor inspection for you?
I did not. I
Okay.
don't, yeah.
So yeah, I mean you wouldn't have known. And so guys on with inspections, if you can ever ask people, inspectors, if they'll do an investor inspection for you, and what it is because you guys aren't we're not concerned with like every outlet working or something
Yeah.
like these little things that all have to be tested that literally just take the inspector the full 4 hours to where they have to do everything. And so an investor inspection can typically be half price. And so it's always worth asking that.
Yeah. That would be good for the next one for sure.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so not sure if the house was just always like this. I would assume it was just never had this load bearing wall. Or they took it out, but I'm not sure. There's a what looks to be a beam in the bedroom, but the inspector said even that is under underperforming basically. It's not even really a full beam. It's kind of a faux a
Mm,
faux beam. So yeah, that's what he was saying. We should jump on and
yeah,
an
yeah,
inspection for that. And it's such a cheap house. I'm not gonna put 55,000 up for and if this needs a new anything, it's 10,000 probably plus. That's
right.
way more than I want to spend on this. So
Okay.
uh,
You're gonna let it go then, or you already did?
I mean, we sent that to them, um, saying that she would have to pay for that, and we would, we're renegotiating for 5,000 less on the top of that, and she would have to pay for the inspection.
Cool.
And then if there's any issues and with this no beam or no load bearing wall, then we'll talk again. Because
And she might even go for it, right? So
yeah, I mean, when we were there, the heating was out, so there's more issues than we even thought in the first place. So
okay.
that's why we renegotiated on top of making her do an inspection. So
Okay.
um, so hopefully she goes for that. If not, then yeah, we're backing out. I'm not sinking more money into a ridiculous deal. So
Okay.
so
Um, so okay. Actually, I have this. Well, sorry, Alan. Sorry, I was kind of
okay.
pulling that stuff up. Do you want me to come back to that
Yeah, yeah.
on that
If you
stuff?
want to.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. So actually, I have this pulled up. I have all of the other stuff pulled up for a different property. So if it's okay, guys, like, can I speak to Ashley? Would it be okay if I spoke to yours and then still pulled up like the ones that I kind of like had prepped for
Sure.
it? Okay. Cool. So I ran some quick numbers here on yours, and I don't know which one I did. Here you go. Can you see this okay? Sorry guys, I can't see you. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Ashley, I got 2218 Elizabeth Ave. And so I ran some quick numbers on it here. I think this is a little high, but it looks like it's worth about 200. It looks like it's worth, you know, I would like to look deeper into it, but it looks like I think it's worth about 250, okay, to 280. All right. So this is what this is. And I'm going to show you guys this later, but like I've got it set up for some other houses to show you. But anyway, this looks like it's worth about 260 to 270. Okay, 250 to 270. Let's go see what he has as an underlying mortgage. Okay. So if we go back to the details, so this is the house, and I'm in that cash flow hunter tool, guys. So Ashley, do you have this?
Not yet, but I think we're planning to partner up to get it this month. Last we talked, so
Nice. So check this out. Okay, so here's what you would do, like if you were loaning money to Alejandro and you wanted to like confirm it. Okay. So here is the house here. Okay. And you can scroll down to like it's typically at the very bottom. Very good. And there it is. So he literally has a loan through Kiavi for $188,000. Now it's probably a little bit less if you had to put money down, but like let's say it's worth 100 because they only do the like purchase prices of them. And so his loan is roughly, yeah, it's probably 80, but it's around 180 grand. Okay. So Ashley, you are loaning $20,000. So that home will be leveraged up to 200 grand. Okay. Now we ran super quick comps and it looks like the home is worth 250 or more. And so there is a $50,000 equity spread in there. So if Alejandro won, it probably will never happen, but if he defaulted, he has to deed in lieu that and just give that deed to Ashley. And all Ashley does is it stinks, right? Not fun. She's not getting her 217 a month, but she simply goes and finds a real estate agent that is in this area, calls them, and asks them to list the home for around 250 grand. So not only will she get her, and they sell it for 240. Okay. So Ashley pays off the $180,000 loan. She gets her 20,000 back, and there is a $40,000 spread. So it's a pretty darn good day for Ashley, but it did require some effort and it's not what she wanted to happen. So that's one of the things that you want to check out. John, did you follow that too? Okay. Andy?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Does it make sense on that?
It does.
Okay. Cool.
question
Mm-hmm.
on here, does it only tell you what the original amount of the loan was, or is this like the current amount? Like say it's years later, like they bought it years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, love it. So typically now, and take this all with a grain of salt, it's very close. Okay. Most of this thing right here, when it comes to the recordings, this stuff probably is like in the high 90s of accuracy. Okay. And then here, actually, right here, do you see this estimated balance? So it's going to tell you what's left on the loan. So you can see he just bought it. What?
Oh, okay,
You
gotcha.
know,
That makes
4 and 5 months, however many months ago that would be. And so he relatively just bought this, and this will tell you the estimated balance.
okay.
Yeah. And you can see here, it's saying like, hey, there's at least 20% equity in this home from what we can tell. So, which is good. And this is what's crazy, guys. Like, look at this stuff back. Like, when was this? 2006, they bought it for 55,000. If you guys can just buy houses, it will work. It will work out for you. Excuse my language for 1 second, but a guy that I really value his input on things told me the other day, for any business that people ever start, they have to all right. Well, I'll just say what he said. They have to have the balls to start. They have to have the brains to learn along the way, and they have to have the heart to never quit. And he said that's what he sees in every successful business owner. So cool. All right, Ashley. Looks good. Looks good. We kind of checked that one to death.
Perfect. Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Andrew, did that kind of answer your question too on that?
Yeah, I think good to see like the mortgage on there. I guess my other question is just like is that recorded for Ashley's 20 grand? Like, would that show up here once it's closed?
It will. Yep. So she had what was called a deed of trust on that promissory note. And if you read at the top of her promissory note, it said secure promissory note. So what you'll see that will end up coming up here in, I don't know how fast Kansas City, however fast Kansas City's courthouse reports, because remember what this tool does is it takes the data, it takes from water companies and courthouses, and other utility companies as well and solar. And so it brings the data here. So probably within 1 to 2 months, Ashley's information will be on there as a second position $20,000 loan. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that's helpful.
And Ashley, don't worry if you get on there in like 2 or 3 months and it's not recorded. It's fine. Like it's totally fine. You have the paper that proves it. We have homes. I could probably find some homes that like Cashflow Hunter's going to say we don't even own here.
Okay.
So cool. Yeah, and look, it hadn't even updated yet either on here. Hey, Chad. Okay. All right, guys. Cool. These.
If that's the case, do you recommend looking up like possibly public records of the house before entering into these deals, especially if it's someone that you're not familiar with as much?
Yeah,
Like,
you
what
can.
course of action do you recommend taking?
You know, I invest in the person a lot of times, and as long as I have the security in the property, it's going to be okay. So typically, I look on here to see when they bought it, and so uh, I look to see when they bought it, how much their current leverage for, what they're doing with the money, and kind of how they sound on the phone. And so, and if all of those check the box, then yeah, we're just fine. If you do want to call a courthouse and check and see if anything was recently recorded, you definitely can. I will say I've never done that to somebody that I've loaned through. And so, but that would be like that, it would be the like final check off if you really wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good question though. I mean, so many people are brand new in here to doing it, and maybe like that would make you just feel that much more comfortable. So cool. Good questions, man. It's great. Okay, guys. Anything else, or I'm going to kind of shift to the comp stuff. Beautiful. All right, guys. I'm going to kind of get my notes here. So we will do. Let me find one of my houses that I had pulled up here. I am pulling up my Augusta National rental. And so this is for my Augusta Golf Course rental property, or excuse me, Airbnb. And so I've never Airbnb'd this thing. And you know here's what's so cool about some of the skip tracing stuff, guys. So look at this house. Like, so it has me as the landlord. And this is what's really cool about like this AI stuff. So Mary Scott is my grandma. And she passed away like 4 years ago. I kid you not, this is her home phone number. And I now live in the same place that I bought her home when she passed away. And then it put her son on here as well, and that's his email. And so this thing not only when it tells you the skip tracing, it will give you the idea of skip tracing is to give you the owner first with their best contact information, and then it gives you family, relatives, or somebody that can lead you to the owner of the home. That's pretty freaking cool to see all of this. And so, guys, my goal with like this, with teaching you guys how to comp, is really to understand what would a buyer realistically pay for a house today. And so that's what we're ultimately trying to do. You guys hear me reference it a lot, like ARV. That stands for after repaired value. And so a couple key things like that I want to try to drive home for you guys is like, we don't want to be guessing. I don't want you guys using Zillow's numbers. I don't mind if you get a gauge off of Zillow because a lot of times Zillow is like spot on. So we don't ignore Zillow, but I don't want you to be banking on it. The same way I don't want you to be banking on the cash flow hunters. I want you to go run your own comps, and that's kind of the purpose tonight is, I'm going to do my best to teach you. You're probably not going to walk away with like, oh, I know how to comp perfectly. But by the end of this, I do want you guys to have a decent idea on how to do it. And then I've got a little homework for you to go do as well. And so, but we're really trying to find like buyer behavior, and I'm not wanting to make this complicated. And so, let me get some couple things here for you guys. I want you guys to write a few things down for me. And so, because I don't think I can copy this from the sheet I created for you. Here's kind of like my golden rule when it comes to comping homes. So it's like a 90-90-90 just rule. So sold within the last 90 days. So you want to find houses that have sold within the last 90 days. Guys, right now, here comes a tangent on accident. Right now, we are coming off of the winter months. So typically, real estate couldn't be any slower at this point. But here's the unique thing about that's happening right now is the market is steadily declining. Some of you are probably seeing this, like, Chad, you might be keeping an eye on this stuff. Like the market's a little bit declining right now. Different in everybody's areas. Some are still going up, but for overall, the housing market is declining and it's starting to head towards a buyer market, which is what every one of you want to have happen. Okay. From an investor standpoint, values going down couldn't be a more of a blessing for you. So sold within 90 days, guys. You want to find the comp within a half mile. Okay. Within a half mile, ideally quarter mile, half mile is just fine. And plus or minus 15 square feet. Okay. That's 3 of your really big things. Let me give you a couple more too. Then add the property type. So think, what are those things called? Think condo. Find other condos, other single families, other duplexes, other triplexes. You want to find the same property type. Next, same bed and bath. Okay, or very close. You can get some room with beds and baths. Okay, like I'm pretty comfortable going up in beds or baths because I can add them to homes really easily. And then lastly, same age and condition. Okay. So Ashley, that home that we just comped with Ashley, that home is worth 250 grand because it's in great shape. She can't run a comp for a home that sold for $109,000 next door because Andrew bought the house and he's going to flip it and sell it for 260. And so you have to have the same age and condition of the property. Does the condition part make sense, guys? Yes? Okay. Cool. Because that condition really matters for you. All right. All right. Let's do this a little bit here. Can everybody still see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. So if you have this tool, all right, you can simply go in here. You can see it has all of these types of things here. This is kind of cool. Look, it's an absentee owner, active investor owned. I'm a cash buyer. It's got a bunch of equity in it and it's vacant. That is all correct. And so let's see. Actually, let's just scroll down. Let's just take a look at this. Cool. Yep. That random name company does. Yep. That's got, ooh, that's my home address. That's not great. This is kind of cool. So it shows you all of the other houses that I own, I guess, in the area. So I've got, it's just, I've never done that before. Huh. That's pretty neat. Okay. And so you can see a little bit about it. It's 2000. It's a 4.2. We actually made it into a 5.3. So it's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. But that wouldn't know that. We would. Here's the property taxes. Looks like I bought it for around 120 grand. in 2022. Okay. After market value, it thinks it's worth about 280. Let's keep going down here. Okay, so I have a Kiavi mortgage on it. Looks like I bought it in 2022. My interest rate's pretty good, and I owe 175 grand on this thing. And so we're getting ready to refinance this house. And so that's really okay. So how do you run comps? So you click this button, see all these right here, overview, property insights, loans, transactions, proof of closures. You click comps. This is what's nice about the AI. This thing is going to go in and intuitively read all of the homes in the area for you. Okay. And you guys want to be real careful. We do not count homes that are listed as comps. Okay. So let me say that again in case anybody isn't aware of that. Okay. We do not count a listed or pending house as a comp ever. We only can do sold. It's fun to look at them that are pending, and it's fun to look at them that are sold. And it's good to be aware of pending and for sale, okay? Because that is a future prediction of how much the prices are going up. But we cannot use it as a comp. It will bite you guys in the butt. I have done it, and I have lost money on flips. And so let's look at this. So here is a house right here. And so you can see this, I'm guessing this house is literally on the same street. Let's just zoom in, see if we can get closer here. Cool. And so red means sold, green means active. That's really neat. Let me just pull that up with Google. That's fun. Okay. Well, cool. We're gonna have some fun with this. And so let's look at the very first house here, guys. So I guess it is, where is it? It's right next door. Okay. So it's right here, I guess, on this cul-de-sac. I'll be dang. All right. So it's sold for 250,000. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Let me keep scrolling here. And you can see it's 1,700 square foot. Mine's 2,000. That's a little bit small for me. It's a little bit too little. It's got less bed and bath, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get rid of that property. So you click the down button to get rid of it. You click the up button to keep it. All right, let's go to the next one. And so this one's pending, so it's a no for me. I have sold. All right, so this is 0.2 miles away. Very cool. 315,000. We're getting a little bit closer on the square foot. So it's only 187 square foot less. This is probably a good comp to have. And it just sold. Okay. Wow, it was only worth 2. Okay, that's great. Yep, very similar year in builds. And let's check out this last stuff here, which is the acreage. Yep, and we are good. And I have a garage and they do not. Okay, so that is a valid comp. Okay. And what I want to do, guys, is I want 3 to 5. I'm only going to do 3, but you typically want 3 to 5 comparables. Let's go to the next one. And so you can see this is going off of the closest ones possible. Let's go to the next one. 0.2, it's sold. Check, check, check. 3.2 sold for $178,000, 1,800 square feet. A little bit newer of a home. And so for this house, guys, I would like to look at this house because the one thing that sticks out to me here is why did it sell for 178 grand? Was the condition rough? Let's see if we can find out. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But we can't tell. So I'm not going to mark that as a valid comp. Let's go to next sold. Castletown Drive, Castlewood Drive. Hey, I've got a couple houses on here. No, that's not worse. Okay. And so we have a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is a little bit better of a property, but it's a little bit more smaller than I would like. And we did make ours a 5.3. And so I'm just going to say no to that one. And so I'm going to kind of skip down here, guys, see if I can find some 4.3s and stuff. Okay, cool. So here's another one. It is zero point 0.4 miles away. Ah, it's active. So no, no, no. All right, let's go back. Here we go. Here's a 4.2.5. Oh, here's one too. 4.2.5. Oh, it doesn't have the sale price. So that's a no. Here's a 4.2.5. About the same size square footage. Just sold a couple months ago. 1960 build. Cool. Got a good one there. And let's do one more that's a 4.2. Okay. We got a 4.2 right here. Oh, 118 grand. That's a bad comp. Okay, guys. So I'm just going to do these two right here. And so do you guys kind of see how I'm looking at this? So I have all of my property information up here. It's a 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 2,000 square foot. Mine is actually a 5.3, but only I know that. And so I went out to try to find the biggest homes that I could that are close to me in 6 months or less sold. That's how you comp properties. Okay, we're going to do another one as well. But did this kind of make sense for the first intro? And I would love to hear any questions you guys have about this. You can see how like running comparables can be kind of like a scary thing to do on like how do I know or how do I not know? But I will tell you guys, if you will just data match this, like I told you, the 15% plus or minus, the same bed and bath, if you do those things, your comps will be relatively accurate. You will know that that home will sell for 220 to 240. We go off of the 220, but we know that it might sell for 240. And the thing about comping properties, my last thing I'll say about them is you have to be accurate at comping a property. Because if Alan would have comped his property, man, 200,000 dollars, but the darn thing was actually worth 250, he might pass on the deal. But it was worth 250 and he should have bought it. And so that's why knowing how to comp properties and having just the knowledge on how to do it is so important, because if you comp it wrong and you pass on it, you might have lost out on a really good deal. Yes, sir, Rob.
Hey, I had a question regarding that. So I've done some comps, and so what happens if you don't have good comps within a half a mile? If I expanded to 1 mile or two, is that not a good thing? Because I've done it.
Good question. Yep, really good question. So is it rural, Rob, or is it still kind of local?
It's a smaller town. I'm not in like a big city, so my market is um smaller than what
Okay.
you're looking at.
Okay. Can you give me an example? Is it like a 3.2, 2.2? Like what is making it hard to comp?
So one of the ones I looked at the other night was in a smaller town with maybe 20,000 people, and it had it was unique because it had 2 acres, but I couldn't find anything that was comparable. Everything else had a half an acre. To me, I think having a 2 acre property, it makes it hard to comp, but I see it as value. Do I pass on it or do I um
That's great. I mean, that
figure it out? Those are
is
the
such a
situations
good
where I'm
example.
trying
Yeah.
to figure out
Yeah,
what
it's
to
an
do with it.
amazing example. And so because what it does, so what you do in that case, so what do you do when you have a nominal property? So there are properties that are very difficult to comp. Like you guys heard me ask, like, is it rural? Because if it's rural, it's really tough to comp. Like, hey, my house is on 13 acres and it's just outside of town and there ain't nothing over a quarter acre around here. And so that makes it tough to comp. In
Right.
Rob's case, so Rob, if the one thing that's making it difficult for you is the land, then you comp it off of that acreage. So you comp it off of the other local homes that are selling it. What did you say? 0.2, 0.25 acres?
It was 2 acres and the comparables were half acres.
Okay.
So
So
the
you,
house compared to half, but then I have this house that has a nice lot. So
yeah. And so you go ahead and run the comps off of everything that is a half an acre and see what the value is. And then you know that you have plenty of room to go up. Like depending on the price point of the homes, probably add for land value, guys, like we usually add like at least 10 to 15% for land. And so if it's twice as big or three times as big, then I would probably do 10 to 15%. But you know for the half an acre lots what your home is worth, but you have a 2 acre lot, so you know it's worth more.
cool.
Cool. Yep. And let me add one more thing you can do too. So you know how to find the comp for the half acre then. You can always call an agent and say, call a real estate agent, be like, hey, I've got a 2 acre, everything's a half acre. Like, what do you think I can add in value here? Because whenever you get to different land sizes, it's strictly buyer's perceived value. It's not a like true data thing that will show you because the agent might say, "Oh my gosh, Rob, if you got land, we've got thousands of buyers. Everybody hates these half acre lots around here." And so then in your mind, you know, like, "Oh, okay, well, I've got a pretty good thing here." Did that help?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Okay, good deal. You got a deal you're looking at then?
I've been doing a lot of practicing. I made some offers, but I um didn't get them. But
Yeah.
just trying to get a feel for values and what's a deal and what's not a deal. So
That's awesome. Well, good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I mean, your guys' first 100 offers, like you should just have fun with them. Like you just have fun with them, make them get to 100 offers. You'll buy a house well before you get to 100. But if you take the attitude of like, I'm just trying to get 100 offers out there so I can get comfortable, I can do the research and I can get all the knowledge and you can get all the questions you need to ask out of me, just like you are, um, you'll you'll buy houses. So cool. Oh, I made you guys. Any more questions on comps? I would love to answer more questions, by the way. This is a very asked topic. So I'm going to pull something else up on my screen. So if somebody has something, just please chime in. Okay, fine. Didn't want to talk to you either. And I made you guys this. So I made you a little cheat sheet. I told you I'm trying to get better at this AI stuff. So I put our stuff into here. I just kind of talked to it for a little bit on how I like to run comps and what we've had really good success with. And then I also added in, if you explain your comps out loud, you understand them. I also added in mistakes to avoid. Okay, I did touch on this first one. So using actives as values, crossing roads or school districts. This was my personal one. I've made this mistake twice. Uh, Buying a home on a highway. Gosh, man, I couldn't get rid of that sucker either. We did end up owner financing that went just fine. Ignoring the conditions. You guys heard me talk about like you have to compare them to the proper conditions of the homes. If you ever see one, like if Rob saw one and it was just half price of the home you're looking at, just throw it out. Cherry picking comps, never just pick the ones to try to talk yourself into it and blindly trusting Zillow. For a lot of you in your markets, you're in non-disclosure states, so Zillow won't even give you the data. And so you have to have a tool like this to even run comps. And so I'm going to be putting this in here for you guys to save to yourself, and I will add it to the training at a later date. But I'm going to get it into equity buyers right now. So Okay, guys, that's all the talking I got for tonight. Does anybody have any, does anybody have anything they want? We just hit an hour, so it's cool if you guys want to end the call, but does anybody have, John, there you go. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how to unmute.
You got it.
So, Louis Mikado put a deal in the equity buyers, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
And I was just, doesn't look like a super deal for a buyer, but maybe it is.
Okay. Okay. And have you ran any numbers on it?
I haven't. I've just put everything, down,
You want to buy some more houses, aren't you, man? Getting
laying it out.
trigger happy over here.
Yeah,
This is
we're going to
awesome.
close on that one in Phoenix City probably next week. So,
Are you really?
yeah.
Congrats, man. That's great, man.
So that'll be fun to rehab. And my daughter actually has a boyfriend who is in construction and he might even be interested in rehabbing it. So
There you go. There you go. Hey, if they get married, sell them the house. So
he's talking about just building a small place on the back of our property, and then we'll use it as an Airbnb if he
cool.
doesn't live in it long.
So it was Lucas Machado, right?
Yes.
Let's take a look at this and see all right, what's he got? Has anybody looked at Lucas's deal or evaluated it? I have not. So
The value, I think, has come down a little bit since he sold it a year ago and then had to repossess it.
okay. So let's read this. So we got a Pennsylvania sub 2 deal. So he is assigning this. Okay, yeah, he sent me a couple messages on this. Okay, bought this house a couple years ago, sold it subject to an end buyer at 240K. He got 20 grand down at 7%, charged 10K in close. So he made 30 grand up front. Okay. So there you go, guys. You can see how well you can do on these deals. So he profited 30 grand. A little over a year, buyer defaulted, had to evict him. Got it. I'm a bit too busy with a new business. Okay, I thought he was. See, Lucas was an apprentice years ago, 4, 5 years ago, and he built a real estate portfolio, and then he started some company, and it just took off. And I didn't even know if he was still in the game or not. So it sounds like he's kind of getting out. Too busy with business I'm working on right now to sell it to an investor rather than for an buyer. I'm already set up with Jeff's trust. All right, so he's already got the house in a trust. That's really good. Fast, easy transfer. I connect you with a couple folks. They'll be in boots on the ground, affordable price. Pennsylvania is a great market. I don't know where it's at. Oh, Waynesboro. Okay, I don't know where that is. I connect a couple folks. All right.
We bought our first 2 alpacas in Waynesboro. So
What? What are the
Yep.
odds, man?
Susan and I drove up there and bought these 2 boys. So we actually know somebody there that could actually.
Do you know the ARV of the house, John? You said the value might have went down a little bit.
I haven't done any comps, so this
Okay.
will help tonight. But I figure it's probably, I would think 220.
Okay, 220.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the surrounding area, I mean, there's a couple of 3-story. There's a 3-story apartment complex, kind of like it's in its backyard. So
Oh, really?
the area really doesn't look like you'd want to buy a house and have a couple of apartment complexes around you.
Yeah,
So
staring at you. Yeah. Okay, well, this is going to be kind of neat. So this will lead into what I was going to give everybody as homework. I was going to have you guys like pick a property and run some comps, but I think we should do this, guys. For those of you that, you don't know how to run comps, okay? Even if you do, I mean, you should definitely check yourself. But if you don't, guys, every one of you should go run comps on this property right here tomorrow, tonight, whenever you would like, just before Friday, please. Run your own comps. And then I would appreciate it if you would drop them in the Facebook group. I don't care that Lucas will see them. And so I'll make a post in the Facebook group and then just chime in with them if you guys got a chance to run them. And so John, I mean, you definitely should run them soon. So let's talk to it a little bit more. So the mortgage balance is 203,000. Okay. Entry fee is 21 grand. I'm guessing Lucas is just trying to make 21,000 bucks off of that. And so, but it sounds like it's only worth 225. So you're paying 100% retail value
Yes.
for the house. So too much, like way too much. And I'm pretty sure if I looked at my messages from Lucas, I'm pretty sure I asked him like, why are you charging so much? Yep, got it. So that entry fee is probably a little high for the group. So I busted him out immediately for that. And so what you could do, John, so one, I want you to go run the comps, and then I want you to run the exit here on what you believe it could sell for. Now ask me anything you need, okay, for that. But I would love you to go do that exercise. And so, because I would imagine you did that on the house you're buying from us. And so go do that again here. And then if you're interested in this property, I would make Lucas an offer. Like, don't mind what he wants. Like if I was going to buy this, I would probably be somewhere between 2,500 and 10 grand for it.
Okay.
Because it must be a pretty good market. I mean, if he got 30 grand up front, wherever this is must be a pretty good spot. And then wherever this house sits, it sounds like it butts up to something. There's something appealing about this house. If somebody was dropped 30 grand on it, and then if they defaulted, that's wild. They put 30 grand down on a home and defaulted. That's like best case scenario for Lucas. And now he's trying to make 20 grand up front on it again. Cool. Did that help at all, John? I'm kind of leaving it a little bit vague, so you kind of have to dig in a little bit.
It did.
Okay.
So how do you, I thought I had return on investment figured out pretty good. But if you put 5 grand, that was your cost, or 10 grand in it, your return on investment's off of that 10,000, right?
Correct. Yeah. Give me some real numbers and I'll tell you what the cash on cash return is. So if you put 10 grand into it, what'd you make monthly off of it?
Well, the numbers I ran on this, so say, well, I put the value at 240, just looking at this property here.
Okay.
So if you paid Lucas's entry fee of $21,850, and then a buyer gave you 30 down, of which you could subtract 20 from that and the other 10 in closing costs. So basically you're in for 1,850. And I calculated a rehab cost of about 5 grand.
Okay. So call it we're in for about 7 grand, maybe.
Yeah. And then
your closing costs ain't 10 grand, by the way, John. But let's say they are.
Put that figure down.
Okay.
So
you're in it for 7.
I calculate a cash flow at 515.
515 a month.
Yeah. So
cool. So here's what you do, guys.
6850.
Okay, cool. So
pretty much a 90% return on investment, even if you bought it at the high. Of course, you've got no note equity or anything in it, but
yeah.
Or I guess you
ran it right. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said you didn't know how to run it. Yeah.
Well, I'm just making, because I go, that can't be right. I mean,
yeah, man. I mean, it's just call it what it is, right? Like it's 100% return on your money. Is what it is. And then just so you guys can hear me say this too, because this might be kind of a new thing. So, you make 100% on your money, and then just to be clear, like after 100%, I don't know how to spell infinite, but your return is infinite after that. Like there is no percentages anymore. It's just infinite. All money is off the table. Nothing but pure profit from there. You ran it right, man.
All right.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. So, guys, what John is talking about is what you've probably seen in the videos is cash on cash return. Because a lot of us, as our careers like develop, you start to have more cash. Like whenever you're young and you're just getting started, like what I told Ashley this today when we talked on the phone, like I had a medical sales job. I did just fine making money. And whenever I got let go, I liquidated my 401k and I would decided I was going to go into real estate full time and I was going to loan my money. And when I liquidated my 401k, I got a nice check for $9,000. And that's what I started out loaning. And today, both the numbers that we loan out are significantly different than that. And that wasn't even that was barely 8 years ago. And so it's just crazy how you start out with not a lot of money, but if you use these principles, it will compound your money like so stinking quickly. And if you can do what John is talking about here, and John puts his one leg in, he puts his money in, he gets his money out, and he gets all happy and does it all about. And so that's how this game becomes incredible. It's because you get your money on the table, get your money off the table for you poker players, and then you're playing with house money. So any questions around what John was saying there? I think we got what he wanted out of that. That was a good one. That's a good question, John. Terrible song. Good question. Okay, guys. Well, hey, let's do one more question then before the night's over. So if somebody has something or a discussion topic, let's do it. I feel like it's been a pretty good call. I hope you guys feel the same. But does anybody else have anything they'd like to discuss?
So you said that you stay away from short sales?
No, I just have never done one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because there was a house I was looking at. It's a short sale, and it's been on Realtor.com for over 500 days.
Whoa. Okay.
So the bank is willing to negotiate, but I wasn't sure because you had said you'd stay away from them. I wasn't sure if I should pursue it.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. So when I said stay away from them, guys, it just means I don't do them. I haven't done one. And so we just stick, we kind of stick to what we do with things. But man, so let's talk about a short sale for a second, Don, because the way I understand them, have you looked them up on how they work?
No.
Okay. My understanding, has anybody done one on here? Dang, that'd be real cool if we had some guys doing short sales. Short sales will come back if it keeps doing this. If it keeps declining, they're gonna be back and they're gonna be amazing. And so my understanding from my buddies that used to buy them was they would keep submitting offers to a bank. And so the bank almost has a type of automated system. They have a person sitting in the office that has a spreadsheet and they have numbers that they can sell a house for. And so Don, let's say the house was worth 200 grand, or excuse me, they
Use
wanted
your foot.
to,
Use your pivot foot. You ain't got to stay here. You can use that. You can stay on that 1 foot.
Jason, you coaching the kids or what?
I'm sorry, man. My
That's
phone
awesome.
came off.
No way, dude. That's awesome, man. I muted him. We should have let him keep going. See if we could pick up any tips there. Especially me and you, Spence. We got leagues starting up, dude. Dadgummit, Dawn. What were we just talking about with the short sales? So if the bank, if there's a home and is listed and it's in a short sale proceeding, you submit an offer for 180 grand and they say no. You submit an offer for 190 and they say no. You submit an offer for 200 grand and they say no. And then Spencer submits an offer for $200,250 and they say yes to that. And so what my understanding was my buddies did is they just continuously submitted offers in $1,000 increments on short sales because there is just a number that the bank will accept. And I don't know if my understanding was they didn't go back and counter them with numbers.
No, that sounds good. I'll work up some comps and see if we're even close to what they're asking.
Yeah. Play around with it. See if you can
Okay.
see if there's like see maybe you can find how much debt is on it. Or if you want to
Okay.
drop it in the Facebook group, I'll pull it up on the Cashflow Hunter tool because I don't think you have it yet, and I could tell you how much debt's on it. Um,
I can give you the address.
can you type it in the chat for me?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. Um,
Yeah, it's kind of, I was playing
mm,
around looking at foreclosures last night a little bit too, and I had a question about like redemption periods or like, is that a good opportunity to look at?
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't done it, but yeah. There is also like, you ever heard of excess proceeds, Andrew?
Maybe.
Okay,
Not
add it.
necessarily confidently.
Just write that down, dude. And as
Yeah.
you're looking at your redemption periods and your pre-foreclosures, and your foreclosure periods and whatnot, just be aware of that. So let me maybe some of you guys have heard this before. Um, so let's say I got foreclosed, my house got foreclosed on, okay, and I owed the bank um 180 grand, and it sold for 200 grand at auction. Do you guys know how much money I get at closing?
20.
Most people think none, right? Like most people think whenever you get foreclosed on, you get absolutely nothing. Like everybody thinks that. And it's not the case. I would get that $20,000 at closing. And so nobody ever goes and gets it. And so the reason why I wanted Andrew to look at that is that redemption period piece, if he found somebody that they owed 100, got foreclosed on, they did it for 150, you can go to them and say, hey, I can get you money from the sale of the home if you'll be willing to split what I get with you. Very common practice that people do. I just learned that a year ago, so that's a brand new thing to me.
Somebody's promoting the course
What'd you
on my
say?
Facebook feed. Somebody promoting a course on how to do that on my Facebook feed.
Did they?
I've
What'd they
seen a
call?
time or two.
What'd they call it?
It was talking about the excess proceeds from a foreclosure, and they were doing just what you said, finding out who's owed the excess and then going back to them and agreeing to help them get it for a fee.
Yeah, I like it. Don, it's not pulling anything up for that house. Let me see if I can get. Let's see if we get something else on. That it?
that's it.
Looks like they still owe about 160 to 165.
So the bank is basically asking what the balance is.
They are? Okay. So a short sale would mean that they're going to sell it for less. So they're like shorting the sale on it. And so just now at least you know what they owe on it. But they're going to be, if they're doing a short sale, they're going to be willing to take less than that.
Okay.
Okay. Did that help?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Cool. Absolutely. Andrew, did you have more on the redemption period piece?
No, I kind of like Googled it and got some AI like timelines that they're 6 months, right? And I guess that's just something to be aware of if you did go and purchase that. The original seller could pay up and you would then be out of the deal. Is that accurate?
Yeah, but you get paid well for it. So like you would be paid interest on your money, and like usually it's around 18% for any of it, plus any fees that were associated with it. And every state's redemption period is different as well. So that's cool, man. I like that world. Like that world is really interesting because it like you want to talk about like our worlds don't exist, right? But that world, that's a whole nother layer beyond us too. Cool, man. Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Alan?
So I just heard back from my real estate agent saying that this lady's not going to pay for an inspection, but it's potentially between $300 and $500. If if I can rent this out for $900, like it's way over the 1% rule. So I would get my money back pretty quick, but like there's just so much potential for there to be bigger issues. So I don't know at what point there's what point it crosses a line here to not even pursue it. So
Yeah, it's that sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
Is what we all call it, right? It's like you played poker before,
Oh,
or whatever, and then it's just like screw
Yeah.
it. And then you lose,
Yeah.
right? And so you know what to do, but you've invested in the deal, and therefore you feel
Yeah.
committed and don't want to walk away.
True.
And so, I
Yeah.
know that's not like it's not what I would want to hear, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't continue
Okay.
down it if it's, you just got here too, man. And so like we're
Right.
just getting started. So I don't want the first one to be like,
Yeah. A negative. Yeah.
like, a junky one. And while I truthfully don't, and I'll just add a little bit more, I truthfully feel fine about it because I looked at it, man. I've been in the area 1,000 times. So like
Yeah.
I don't really see anything wrong with it. But
Yeah.
there could be.
Yeah.
And it's small. It's not attractive. And so like I just,
Yeah.
I know it burned $700, $900 of it and your time, but you did get some knowledge out of it and
Yeah.
head on to the next one. So
Okay. Yeah. I'm about 85% on that page, 15% just
Yeah.
answer the cave. But yeah, no, I got you.
yeah, dude. Sit on it, right? Sit on it for a day or two and like maybe she might come back too.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure. I could sit on the corner and yell at people at their structural issues, and then she'll never get a fire.
Now we're doing it right. Now we're doing
absolutely.
it right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
But hey, hit me up if you have any more thoughts on it. Okay.
okay.
I know that's a tough thing to walk away from a deal.
Yep. Yep. All right. Thanks.
Chaz? I'm glad to hear from you, man. I'm glad you chimed in.
Hey, I've got Dad and I has a property we're looking at. The one we was talking to you about yesterday that fell through and offered went under contract before we got a chance to go any further with that. But we ran across something else that kind of caught our attention, but it's not something that we've really known a lot about. So there's a house that's not far from where we both live that just recently got renovated in the last month. It's got brand new roof, new concrete work. Everything inside's brand new. This thing is turnkey. It's from a wholesaler. It'd be $135. They're asking for it. They're saying ARV is like 160 on this thing, but according to some comps and everything from stuff in the area, it's looking more like 180, 185. Is that something? Is that still? So looks like there's room to be made as far as money on that. But with it being, there's no renovations needed on this thing. Basically, it's buy this house, turn around, owner finance this, and, go on to your next one.
You could list it. You could just list it on the MLS.
Just list it.
And you can do whatever you want with it when you buy it at, 70%, right? You can owner finance it, you can rent it, you can flip it. But if you can do nothing, list it on the MLS and maybe make 15 to 35, I would take the cash and move on to the next one because it required no effort and just some patience to do so. Okay. That's awesome.
Cool.
What's the question? I've got input for you, but what was your question around it?
That was just so. We're used to looking at stuff and seeing some different, offers of stuff of properties that need work, that need renovations. Haven't really seen many turnkey kind of ready to go. So just kind of, the right way to look at those type of properties compared to ones that needs a little bit of work in order to.
Oh my gosh, they're just a gift is what they are.
Yeah.
especially if
Okay.
you can buy them at a discount. And so all
Right.
the work's done for you. And if you could
Right.
just actually list that sucker, that's best case scenario. So here's something I want you to do and I want you to think on. And so, and you got
Okay.
Dad too to team this up with you. So it's a wholesaler, right?
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
think it's worth about 150.
They're saying 160.
Okay, cool. You- Just for everybody, side note, do you see the value in knowing how to run the comps? So Chaz knows that he can make more off of this. So, which is very common, guys, very common. Like we have bought deals from wholesalers and we have flipped them and made an absolute ton. And so like they're wrong. They're human too. And so all right, so 135,000. So here is what I would do if I had this come across my desk and I knew it
Mhm.
was worth 185. I would let's call the wholesaler Dave. I'd be like, Dave, you want me to buy this thing for 135,000 and list it for what, 155, 160? And then I'm going to pay agent fees. I got to pay for all the money. I got to pay for closing costs twice. And I got to leave room for negotiation and concessions. Like, I'm going to lose money, dude. Like, where do you see me making money on that flip?
Yeah.
And he's probably going to say, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And so I'm guessing you got a newer person, a newer wholesaler. And so, and you can probably get them down. And so then you can kind of introduce like, well, hey man, like I want to buy this home. I'm comfortable doing this, but like, what's the best you can give me?
Okay.
What's the best price? And so, and see what he has to say. So, because if it's at 180 to 185, you're at about 73% ARV, which is fine.
Mhm.
That's fine for a relist, but I think you can get it lower because they believe that it's 160,000 property.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I looked it up. So whoever they've got this under contract with, there's no mortgage. It's 100% free and clear.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah. I mean, he might have it for 80 grand, you know,
Yeah.
for all we know. And so he's probably
Okay.
got an old tired landlord, you know, but we buy so many homes, guys. If you ever are talking to one of the spouses, whether my husband died or my wife died, and it's time for me to get out. Just know it's a slam dunk because they know exactly what you're doing and they're so far past. They've made so much money on the home. They know what you're doing. They're happy to give you a good deal. And
Mhm.
they're a lot of the times too, like I don't know where this house is at or if it's rural or not. I mean, a lot of times, guys, they're taking that 90 grand or 100 grand and they're just giving it to somebody between a church, a family member. Like it's what we hear every time. They're like, "Hey, I want to take that 215. I want to give 100 of it to my son and pay off his house. I want to give 50 of it for our church renter." But like, it's just like it ain't their money anymore. So
Gotcha.
you might have something really good on your hands, dude. And if it's a relist, brother, like try to get that sucker down a little bit more. Let's get you to acquire that thing, relist it, make you a big old cash pop. You're gonna be playing with house money for 3 years here.
Okay. Cool.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
maybe rehearse that a few times with Dad, okay, just to get a
Okay.
little bit comfortable on like, hey Dave, like what 160, like 135, like I don't see any math. Like where am I making money here?
Okay.
So
We'll do.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions too. Of what questions do we ask these wholesalers when we're dealing with them? I know you know you're not really sure about where they're coming from on some of these. Just now getting into all this, you know. So my question was, you know, what questions should we be asking these wholesalers?
can I get back to you on that? Because I know the questions I asked them, but I don't think that's enough for you. And
Okay,
so I don't want to say that out loud and then everybody
I got you.
I'm pretty comfortable buying homes from wholesalers and there being like heirs with them. And so it's because my most typical thing, I'll just rattle off some. Like my most typical thing is like, hey, why are they selling? Okay, got it. All right, why aren't you taking it down yourself? Okay, got it. All right, and what do you got it for? I always throw that in. Okay, they never reply. reply to that. Like if he's brand new, he'll say it, but I always say like, what do you got it for? That's always the third question. What do you got it for? And Chaz, if he says 90, be like, ah, gotcha, idiot. And then you can you know what you have to play with. And so, but always make it your third question. And then we usually just go into, all right, man, like what's wrong with the major mechanicals of the home? So we say what's wrong, not like, hey, can you tell me about the repairs with it? Like what's wrong with it? Because then it gets them to list things off. And as they tell you one repair, we say, great, what else? Great, what else? Okay, cool. So what's your total rehab number? This is recorded too, guys, so you don't have to write all this down. What's your total rehab number? Okay, cool. All right, man. So I always buy homes at like 70% ARV. So you got the ARV at 160, rehab's 35,000, you want 130,000. That's not 70%. So do you know where 70% would be? Sorry, man. I shouldn't even ask you that. I'm sorry. It's 90 grand. And so I'm cool buying this at 90 grand, just like any other investor, but you know, I'm not going to pay more, and neither is anybody else.
Okay.
That's about the most common things. The reason why I just don't know if that covers everything that like you guys should ask, but that's probably like 80%. Did that help at all, Trev?
Yeah. Yeah. Another side question real quick. I know some others may have questions. So we just got our LLC going.
Nice.
I was doing some research into some stuff. Should we put the LLC into a trust, or should the actual homes, like if we're doing sub twos, I know sub twos should go into trust. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So the deeds do not get called is something that I've looked into.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a certain number of homes that you put into a trust before? How does that? How many homes can you put into a trust?
Typically just one.
Just one. Okay. Okay.
So your LLC, that's all you need for now.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yep, for sure, man. Not as you guys get later, like, you know, some of you that watch the platinum calls, like, yes, we do. We don't try to only hold a certain number of millions in certain LLCs and stuff. But for now, it's just, we just need you to have if you have houses, we need them in LLCs, but we don't need trusts and all of that. I'd like you guys to have a will, but I don't really, you know, it's not my job to tell you how to live your personal life. I'm trying to help your business life here, but I want everybody to have a will.
It's probably not a starter question, but I'll try to plan down the road, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, as long as you have the LLC in place, you're going to be in a great spot, and everything can be changed after the fact. So
Okay.
no errors can be made that cannot be undone or rectified with that.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Great question. Okay, guys. I'm about fried. So does anybody have anything else that I could either take as homework or get back to you guys on? Please don't forget the homework that I gave you, though. I don't want me teaching you guys about the comps and then you just let it sit for 2 weeks and then kind of be like, ah, crap, I got to run comps and I forgot how. Try to run that on that one Pennsylvania property and one property that you're currently looking at. Those two will really help you. And then if you guys have problems with them, please ask me. I'll be happy to help you with it.
Yeah, sounds good, Trev.
Cool. Wonderful, guys. Hey, I feel like I always say they're great calls. I feel like you guys need to say that, but like I hope that felt like a great call. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of it. The recording will be posted tomorrow, and so it'll upload on YouTube as long as none of you said anything harassment wise. It'll get uploaded to YouTube. It's your guys' fault if it happens, even though I think I do all the freaking talking on here. YouTube blocked me on one of my, like the one call that I really needed on here. YouTube blocked us from downloading it. So I'm trying to, I don't cuss, but like I must have said something that they did. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful evening. Hit me up if you guys need anything at all. And please go run those comps. So see y'all.
Yep. See ya.
Thanks, Travis.
Absolutely. Hey, there's a call tomorrow too. If anybody needs anything, don't forget.
I'll be there with the question.
All right, man.
All right.
Thanks.
Absolutely.